कुछ भी पढ़ा दूंगा उसमें क्या है. Hello, I am audible, I think.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so today I'm going to repeat again on the preparatory classes what I have taught about the elasticity of demand. So first of all, I want to say one thing. Uh, Marshall, Professor Marshall, I mean, he has taken the keen interest on about uh, every instinct of demand actually, and his concept and his best theoretical aspects we can see here, like elasticity of demand. There are three types of the elasticity of demand: price elasticity, cross elasticity of demand, and income elasticity of demand. So these three types is not very limit, but it is very large portions included here. First of all, today we shall study about the price elasticity of demand. But before of that, I want to say one thing. Elasticity of demand means uh, one thing you just keep in your mind, that elasticity means the elastic, that means the responsiveness or the changes when the stretches come on the forces applied on the simple elastic, that when the force applied it will become the large, and when it will be pulled out it will become very short. So that type is also happened in many of aspects. We can see that most probably we see in the price and elasticity of demand that play the very different roles. So after I have said that the Marshall have taken the keen interest, and he has introduced about this elasticity of demand, but the definitions, some measurement may be given by some other authors, by the way of definitions will be different, and they have defined on different manners. So the elasticity of demand is a measure of the relative change in the amount of purchase in response to the relative change in the price on a given demand, is called price elasticity of demand. So before of that, I want to present something. Uh, just we go to the PPT and yes, definition. The elasticity or responsiveness of demand in a market is great or small according as the amount demanded increase much or little for a given fall in the price, or diminishes much or little for a given rise in price. This definition is given by Professor Marshall. And here some definition is given. It is the degree of responsiveness of the quantity demanded of a commodity due to the change in the price, other things remaining the same. So why these words has been put here, if other thing remaining same? Because you know very well about the law of demand. We have to write if everything remaining constant or if everything remaining constant, because the determinants of demand is the main key factors that affecting many more things. Many more things means that will be not going to be happen if price increases, demand decreases. If price decreases, demand increases. That only it's happened because other things remaining the same. In other words, The price elasticity of demand is the percentage change in quantity demanded due to the certain percentage change in the price. So now, just you see here, mathematically expression on the mathematically how it will be can explain. Price elasticity of demand is equal to percentage change in quantity demanded percentage change in price. In place of percentage, it may be proportion, it may be responsiveness. Okay, so you don't have to worry. You have to write percentage change in quantity demand, proportionate change in quantity demand, relative change in quantity demand, responsiveness change in quantity demand upon percentage, quantitative, proportion, whatever may be, you have to write on the same way. So why, uh, when what is the use of price elasticity of demand? So we have a study about the law of demand also. So what is the use? Vijay, do you know what is the use of price elasticity of demand?
No, sir.
Okay. Again, Lisa is also there. What about you, Lisa?
No, sir.
So you have given WhatsApp status that you don't like teachers, huh?
No,
Because
no, sir.
actually,
Nothing
uh,
like that, sir.
you see, one thing I want to say you, everything is bound with the time. Our life also bound with the time. So each and every stage, who will make you to walk up in the walk up in early morning or in your every stage of life, they are the good friends, they are the good colleagues, they are the uh, good teachers for you. Okay, because they will only given you instructions to bound, to split, or to give focus on the several aspects of your life, whatever may be. Price, okay, it's all right, Lisa.
Yes, sir.
Yes. uh, Price elasticity of demand we study because, see one thing, if you watch the whole markets, aggregate markets, then in every nanosecond we can say that the price is splitting, the price is going on. All the peoples are indulged in buying and selling of goods and services. Everyone. You don't think that you or I am sleeping, or any more peoples are sleeping at that times that the transactions will not going on. At that time also transactions is going on. People still buying and selling of goods and services. Trade and other things are happening. So don't think if you are taking rest, others are also taking rest. No, everyone is just giving their efforts, forces, their wants, need, everything they want to fulfill just through by the market only. So here we are studying just only the principles, theoretical things, theory things, and that principle and theory is given about if everything remaining constant in the consigned sense, and it providing the percentage of changes due to the price, percentage of changes due to the price of an individual factors. And if the same formula we will use for the large, for the aggregate, for the market, then the result will be different. But for a single institute, it is instructing that due to the change of price, due to the small change in the price, what will be the effect in the quantity of demand? How much percentage there will be the effect in the quantity of demand that we could not find in law of demand. Okay, because that, and there we have a study only about the when price increases, demand decreases, and when price decreases, demand increases. But how much percentage it will be increased, we don't have any idea, we don't have any clue. For the calculating, for knowing the percentage change due to the change of the price, we have to calculate by using this formula. Just you see delta Q upon delta P multiplied by P and Q.
So delta P by delta
Oh,
Q in P by
delta Q upon delta P into P upon Q.
yes sir written.
Okay. See, one example is given here. Suppose that price of the commodity falls down from 10 to 9 per unit. 10 to 9 per unit. Due to this, quantity demand of the commodity increased from 100 units to 120 units. 100 units to 120 units. So first of all, let me minimize this one. So the formula you come to know about ED is equal to what is that? Delta Q upon delta P P upon Q. Okay. So this is the formula and question also given. So first of all, you have to find out which one is the P P1, P2, Q1, Q2. So P1 will be how much? 10, isn't it? And P2 will be 9.
9.
So what will be the Q1? 100. So write down 100. And this one is 120. So now you have to put formula on it. First of all, do you know what is the meaning of delta Q? Q2 minus Q2 minus Q1. Okay. Delta P, sorry, P1 minus P2. Now P1 Q1. Just to see Q2, how much? 120 minus 120 minus 100, 10 minus Q1, 9. You all know that how what is P1, that is the 10. What is the Q1? 100. Now 120 minus 100 is so 21, 10 minus 100. So cut it. So your answer will be 2 upon 1. So what is the price elasticity of demand? Mm, Okay. So have you seen here? It will answer will be 2, and you have to write the quantity demanded increased by 2% due to the fall in the price by rupees 1. So you have to write like that. This one is visible now. Now it's visible now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, just you see here, the calculation is also given for that. You can also follow from here also how that they have taken. You can just write down. Don't take short screen. It will be not good. Okay. And if you show anyone, they will love to me. So you just write down this one.
Yes, sir, we have written this.
Okay. So, so I'm giving you one questions for practice. Write down. Uh, Q1 is 2000. Q2 is 2500. P1 is 10 and P2 is 9. Calculate price elasticity of demand.
Sir, can you repeat again?
Q1 is 2000, Q2 is 2500, P1 is 10 and P2 is 9. What is your answer? Have you solved?
2.5.
2.5. Yes. So minus 2.5 or only 2.5?
Sir, only 2.5. So because numerator was bigger than the denominator.
Okay. Write down this one, beta. Type or the classification or the degree of price elasticity of demand. First one is perfectly elastic demand, that is denoted by infinite, and it is just give one space and write down here in the same place horizontal. Horizontal. Just you write down perfectly elastic demand. EP is equal to or ED is equal to infinite. Uh, infinite. Shape of the curve is horizontal. Shape of the curve is horizontal.
Sir, can you repeat?
Perfectly elastic demand. EP is equal to infinite. EP is equal to infinite. Shape of curve is horizontal. Shape of the curve is horizontal. Second one is perfectly inelastic demand. Perfectly inelastic demand. EP is equal to 0 and shape of the curve is vertical. Vertical. Vertical, vertical. Third one is relatively elastic demand, relatively elastic demand.
Second one is vertical.
Huh? Ujan?
Second one is vertical.
Yeah, second one is vertical. The shape of curve is vertical. The shape of curve is vertical. Third one is relatively elastic demand. ED or EP. EP is greater than 1. EP is greater than 1. That is more than 1, we can say that. And its shape of curve is flat. FLAT, flat. Fourth one, relatively inelastic demand. Inelastic demand. Inelastic demand. ED is less than ED or EP is less than 1. ED or EP is less than 1. EP or ED is less than 1. And last one, sorry, its graph is steep. STEEP, steep. Last one is unity elastic demand, unitary elastic demand. EP or ED is equal to 1. EP or ED equal to 1. Its shape of the curve is, write down, a rectangular hyperbola. Rectangular hyperbola. A rectangular hyperbola. So first one I am going to explain you before of giving notes. Perfectly elastic demand ED is equal to 0. It means mm, the quantity demand will be increased. The quantity demand will be increased infinite, but price will be remain same. Okay, price will be remain same. Just you see, this one is the price side. EP is the price side is equal to infinite. The infinite means demand will be infinite, but price will be remain constant. So in this, some imaginary things will comes example. None cannot be seen this at this time. I did not see any example of this. So we can say that where no reduction in price, where no reduction in price is needed to cause an increase in quantity demanded. So price will not uh, base for increase in quantity demand. Second one is perfectly inelastic demand. EP is equal to 0. That means price increase or decrease. Price increase or decrease. But it cannot change quantity of demand. So quantity of demand remain constant. That is the good example of salt. Salt, khane wala salt. Because if the price of salt increase also, so we usually what become the habit of taking salt, that must, unless and until we have to take that much of salt daily. So for that we have to purchase. So it also have one of the limited demand is there, and after that it will be not increase or decrease. But even though price increase or decrease also, it will not affect in the quantity of demand. Just you see the relatively elastic demand, that is EP is greater than 1 or more than 1. What it means? It means that if the price if the price will change also, if the price will change also, it leads to the more elasticity of demand. For example, where a change in price causes a more than the proportionate change in quantity of demand. Hence, this shape of the demand curve also you know that the flat. And the best example for this is car and petrol. Car and petrol. Because just you see the little change in the price creates the huge demand. That's why it is EP is greater than 1. Fourth one is relatively inelastic demand. Like tea, sugar, we can give example. So what it means? It means that the price, even though price will decrease or increase more, but there will be only little effect in the quantity of demand. Okay. Unitary elastic demand, that is the EP is equal to 0. So that means proportionate change in quantity demand is equal to proportionate change in price. That means equally both. If the price increase for rupees 2, the quantity or demand is also increase up to 2. Okay. So let's study one by one. You just see here. The quantity demanded increase infinitely or by the unlimited with a small fall in price, or quantity demand falls to 0 with a small rise in price. If you want to write, you may write this way: where no reduction in price, where Vijay, Vijay, are you there?
Yes, sir.
So you need you want to write this one, or can I say in the simplest form?
Sir, as you may deem fit.
So this one is
Or
okay.
it is easy to understand. Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we can say that delta P upon P is equal to 0. Okay. Delta P upon P is equal to 0 because the change in the price or the initial price is equal to 0 there, because it's nothing changes occurred in this. Next, perfectly inelastic demand, EP is equal to 0. The demand remains constant wherever many be the price. Price may rise or the fall. So we can say this type of the things like we may say that where a change in price, where a change in price, however large, causes no change in the quantity demand, causes no change in quantity demand. So salt is the best example of this, and here delta Q upon Q is equal to 0 because there is no change in quantity demand. Next one is the relatively elastic demand, that is ED is greater than 1. Just you see the small price changes can create the huge demand. Percentage change in demand is greater than the percentage change in price. Yes. or we can say that delta Q upon Q is greater than delta P upon P. Okay, you may also say like that, delta Q upon Q is greater than delta P upon P. Just you see the next one. Relatively inelastic demand, that is ED is less than 1. So proportionate change in price is greater than proportionate change in demand. So there is a large change in the price. Just you see, very large changes in the price from P1 to P2 it's gone, or P2 P1 is come, increases also, but ultimately the demand will remain very small change. Delta D is very small changed. So we can say that where a change in price causes a less than the proportionate change in quantity demand, causes the less than the proportionate change in quantity demand. Sugar and tea is the best example of this. And here we can say that delta P upon P is greater than delta Q upon Q. Here the small they have written. Just you if you oh, the copy paste is there. Delta P upon P. Here just you write P greater than delta Q upon Q. They have written D. So now we have to move to unit elasticity of demand. This one. This one is better known as the, it is very simple and it's explained about the uh, proportionate change in quantity demand. We can say that proportionate proportionate change in quantity demand proportionate change in quantity demand is equal to proportionate change in price. Don't write a short form, you have to write all with all. And just you see here, actually we can make this also, or we can explain with by this method also. Let it be. uh, so what it mean, the simply we can say that, oh, simply we can say that the equal proportion, it move in the equal proportion. Like if here is 6, here also be 6, but the same way, just you, okay, this portion also become the equal. So just you think 4 4, here is the 2, here is also 2, this one is the 4, 6, 8, here also 6, here's also there. That means proportionate change in price is equal to proportionate change in quantity demand. Okay, and it is also known as the law of demand. Or if any time they will ask, please draw elasticity of demand curve, so this one is also known as the elasticity of demand curve. Okay, so don't forget this one. Just you see, both price and quantity demands are equal. That's why percentage change in quantity demand is equal to percentage change in price. So today is only this much. We'll meet again tomorrow for the next topic. Vijay, it's okay now? Vijay, are you there?
Yes, sir, I am there.
Uh, so today only this much, because if I will teach more, then you will confuse more and result will be zero. What about Zahiruddin? Anyone has any idea about him?
Sir, these are notes.
Huh? What happened?
These are notes, sir.
He is? He's not feeling well.
Sir, no, sir, these are the notes.
Because your sound is buffering. What you want? Please say, Lisa?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, your sound is okay. What about Zahiruddin? Do you know about him?
Sir, he contact with Anisha ma'am.
It's- So any difficulties, or is facing any difficulties or anything else?
Sir, he told me he's having some family problems.
So
Rest I
what?
don't know.
So what he decided? He don't want to study, or
No, no, he will continue.
yeah. And what about your other friends? They may interested to take admission here, or
Sir, most of my friends taken admission already.
Sure.
Sir, MBA is more popular than MCOM. That's why.
It's not like that. Yeah, that's popular because after doing MBA, they got some small jobs, whatever may be. But after MBA, there are the huge scope. Do you know? The MBA, the MCOM student or MCOM teacher can teach MBA student also, and BCom student also. But MBA teacher cannot be able to teach BCom or MCOM student. UGC cannot grant him to teach such subject. Yes, sometimes maybe they will teach, but there is the separate entity. And also one thing I want to say you, Vijay, after doing MCOM, master degree, you may appear
Yes,
for
sir.
the PGT, TGT, and also there is the chances to appear in civil services, uh, s- state government services, provincial services is coming now. The PCS, we can say that. So uh, TPCS, Tripura PCS is there. So you can beat that also. See, every subject has different entity. Yes, after doing MBA, you may be, if you are doing some reputed institute, then you'll get the better opportunity. This is also the one of the best institute. It might be very much popular. But if you are doing MCOM with this type of the institute, which is very much renowned, and it is really the good opportunity for future perspectives. Okay, so don't worry about anything. So I have to take some extra classes also. Otherwise, Our courses are very less. I will try to take extra class. So whenever you are free, just give me message through by the WhatsApp. I can teach some remaining chapters also. Elasticity of demand is very huge chapter, so I want to cover all these things up to your midterm examination. Okay. So thank you very much for attending today class. We will meet again on the next day tomorrow.